Welcome back to the Banner Saga. Let's just, no, not let's just take off. I said I was going to read two more people. So, Oddlef and Ivar right here. The chieftain of Skagor was considered one of the luckier men in town when he wooed the beautiful daughter of a well-known fighter. These days, most people consider him a lucky man for marrying someone who knows how to run a town. Nice. Ivar. When Skagor was still young, Ivar wandered into the town's center, startling the settlers from Rundwall, who had rarely seen a Jarl before. He's never said why he left Varlands to help men build a small town, but each chieftain in Skagor's family line is happy to have him. He's known Rook since the man was young, and the two formed a fast kinship. Is Rook the only one to have formed a fast kinship with him, since Ivar has apparently been there since the town fucking formed? Who knows? Let's move forward. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stopped to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognize this place. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. Everyone that they're free to do as they please. You thank the men for coming with to you, but raise your voice to everyone here. We'll all make decisions for ourselves and our families. We're all free to do what we must. Agreement echoes through the caravan as a small group of men take their leave. Morale improved. Main fight renown. Lost 8 fighters. Honestly, they gotta do what they gotta do. Morale declined. Complaints of Rafnvarthar's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Rensvart's leg before getting him to you. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Punishing him physically is not going to help. It's just going to make him bitter. Banning him from camping near the others in the future just means he's going to die. Man drinks nothing but water. Rensvarthar groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort and roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow, he doubly long before Rensvarthar manages to find another drink, whether to allow it or not. Well, if he does... What, Cameron? If he does... what? Dredge! A man shouted from the back of the cabin. It's Rafsvarthar, the unabashed drunk, staggering towards you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to the trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons. The scouts return with no sighting, and furious men surround Rafsvarthar. What, Cameron? What are you going to do if he gets drunk again? My first thought was banish him from the camp. What if he's right? This is a new one for him. Mostly he just stumbles around drunkenly. He doesn't see things that aren't there. Fuck. There'll be time for that later. For now, we take no chances. A full day of uneasy rest passes with no sign of Dredge. The caravan is annoyed by the scare and the delay. Eventually, Rafsvarthar bursts into laughter, and you're sure there were never any Dredge. Not long after, Rafsvarthar goes missing. Nobody searches for him or seems to mind. Yep. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostvellir now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against Dredge as well.
How? How would they accomplish that? That is a long line of clansmen and warriors. Well, you jostle through follow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellir for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. We'll have to fight our way in. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddliff finds you amongst the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody's being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varro from Blutzbackle, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostfeller has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they close the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. Where else could we go? With our whole caravan? South. But Surgholm or Borisgard are so far away they may as well be horse-borne lands. The dredge are moving south. If we keep going west, we might get out of their path. Wormtoe is half as far as Sigholm and a full Jarl. And across the waste, these people won't make it. I don't like any of these ideas. That's because they're all bad. There's no point in talking about leaving. Fair enough. We have to get in there. I want to know more what's going on in there. I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses and the gates. We could find out what they know. How would we get in anyway? They closed the gate. I can get the gate open. Let's see if there's any other way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it. Just push really hard. See, Ivar, I believe you, but also... heroes. Do I have anything to spend in heroes? Don't think so. That's already level 2. I need to keep both of them in there. No, what? Alright, that works. I'll do that for now, because I want the outlet to get more levels than Oddliff. Market. We got. An early king of men was known to have a ring that had turned compulsively on his finger before rushing back into battle. Plus 2 armor per rest. Okay. Plus 2 will per rest. Good chance. Plus 1 aggro. Eyeless Rift. Never deflected. Something black sash said to be wrapped around the eyes of a blind archer who never missed a shot. Huh. That could be useful. There's no point in buying supplies. We're getting into that fucking city. You approach the gate where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the door, several pin-cushioned bodies lie unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason when they're not fleeing stones and curses. Ivar, do you really expect to push these gates open? I'm willing to try. Despite sizing up the doors, they look like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you, then you kill them. You're not sure this is the most sound plan. We're not doing this. It's a terrible idea. We don't even know how many there are. How many are in there? Ivar folds his arms. He seems almost relieved that we didn't have to live up to his earlier boast. Shout at the guards on the wall. We're from Skorg. Open the gates. You shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much of a response as you expected. Archers up the walls make clear that nobody... Yeah, okay, find out more about the crowd. You spent an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple days ago, the chieftain shut himself in and closed the gates and refused any more refugees. You've had huge stores of supplies in there, too. They're just hoarding them. Eagle pulls you aside. I was following the outside of these walls, and there's a water passage we can squeeze through, I think. Not the whole caravan, but if a handful has got in, we might be able to get the gate from the inside. Check out the water passage. That wasn't an option I had before. I'm not fitting through there. Says Ivar, when you arrive at the narrow duct, go without me. Looks like it'll get you to the top of the walls and then down the gate when you can open it. I do have a bad feeling about this. We'll be quick. When Eagle said water, you should have guessed runoff. Still, you managed to squeeze your way through the tight stonework and force your way past an iron gate. You take the stairs to the top of the wall. As you approach the gates, armed men take notice. They don't ask questions. Well, the good news is, there's a spot for all of you. I'm actually going to separate archers. Well, not like that. Like that. Yes. Exactly. Melee archer, melee archer, melee archer. I can live with that. Let's go. Okay. Hello. That's not that many people. Just 3 men. Just 3 men. Alright. Alright. Let's do this. You know what, Gil? Stonewall. That one does. Bad call, friend. Bad call. 1 damage. Yeesh. 3 armor damage, I guess. These guys got some defenses. I didn't want to do this. Oh. That's why she's only doing 1 damage. No, move. There we go. Hit. Nope. Hit him. 5 damage sounds good to me. And I know you didn't event yet, but unfortunately. Attack. What? I told you to. Oh, he's outside your range. Hit very hard. You can kill him, so do it. 1 less foe. There we go. Oh, hey. He's Mogan. Or Hogan. Damn it. Walled in Mogan. Whoa. What was your ability? Bloody Flail. Series of strikes, each randomly attacks, strength or armor. Do it up. How'd that feel? Not bad, huh? Damage. Oh, bad. Oh, hey, he's using the flail. Only against her armor. Gil? Show him why he fucked up. Thank you. Village time. Well, good call. Taking your 1 turn, putting yourself in the middle of combat. Oh, and I'll let. I'm sorry. You killed him, man. Alette. I'm probably gonna stick with Alette. What in the depths are you doing? You kill him. Letting ourselves in. I see that. I'm very impressed. But all those people you just let in here, dead. All those women and children with you, dead. And thanks for killing the only ones holding this place together, Skull. What are you talking about? The man orders his guards to get the doors closed again before more refugees notice. If I knew there were fighters and Varl outside, I would have brought you in. I'm your kill. I'm in charge here. You heard about the chieftain? We heard he's hiding out in the Great Hall. Oh, really? Think you mean hiding out in a grave? He's eating worms, if that wasn't clear. What happened in here? Seems they heard dreads were coming. Anyone who couldn't swing an axe got one to the head. That's the short story, anyway. At least 3 clans in here warring over turf and food. And the worst are the godforsaken Varl. He eyes Ivar and shrugs with exaggeration of simply stating the obvious. We're in more danger here than out there. Look, I was in charge here before things went to crap. You got some people who can fight. You got your own Varl. That counts for something. I can keep you flock safe in the Great Hall. You fight for me and to take back Frostfeller. I don't take sides. Too hard to tell when the good guys have become the bad. Fine. Cut these sheep loose and watch your own asses. What do I care? All I want to do right now is get out of the damn streets. Think carefully about what you want. So, last time I did that. I'm kind of tempted to do this, just to see what the difference is. Teaming up just seems like the smart idea. Just overall. So, good! Because what you were thinking would have been a bad idea! Ekel shouts to his men, and with the gates closed, you follow him down obscured alleys. Hope we know what we're doing. Making it up as we go, Ivar. Chapter 3, Little Did They Sleep. I think now we're swapping over to the other side. Swapping back to the other side. Yeah, here we go. I can't remember if it picks up right at where we left off with him dead. I know we come back to him, come back to Rook and them. Time has passed. Hacken, we're back. I was able to get as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons, extra supplies too. Perk up. Oh wow, 100 Varl and Friar Tours. God damn. Perk up. Just now realizing Mogar was talking to you. Since Vagnir died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hacken. I heard you. I was saying, the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. Good enough. Much resistance from the governors? Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters with using his own money. He also insisted we take on a lackey of his to watch over his property, a man named Eric. Eric! I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants a dredge crawling through his streets. We put down every slag that was wandered through here while we were gone. Enough flapping of your mouths, then. You sure that wound is healed, Luden? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. Something happens to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. I do want to send Luden back. But Luden makes his own decisions. We would only be made to do this again later, and I will not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some dredge. London turns abruptly with a scowl, and he stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull with one hand. If London won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let the Luden get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hacken? Tell them to cover the mountainside and dredge bodies. Good. Give the word and we'll set off. To war, I think. Let's talk to Uben. Uben? You knew him well, didn't you? Wagner? No. Well, I don't know. I remembered him. Always rushing around with some important business, but I never knew him. Never had a chance to talk much. Right? Longer than I did, in any case. I suppose so. When he spoke, Varl listened. I knew that. I could use help here. The Scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the right Varl. Malgar's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. I heard you were a terror in your day. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I'm competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we Varl can get, naturally. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on him. Just hunkers in Grofheim collecting rhyme. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Krumar is close, I think, but the addled son of a bitch just welcomes a fight. He'll probably be off before I am. Although, Scrivener gestures around him, as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Anyway, point is, whatever difference does it make? What difference does it make? I'm just a delivery baron for Junder now. Can't remember half of what I've done. Hence the journal. Hence. Don't get all fancy on my behalf, Hacken. Okay, I won't. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen anything like this before. Are you worried? Some of the Varl in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it. If it's the end, I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the depths with you. I feel that. I feel that on a personal level. What are you always putting down in that journal? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. They've got a banner in Aberring for that, you know. You mean the long banner? Yes, the Menders wove up something that writes its own history. You want my opinion? I don't trust it. No? It tells a broad story. I think there's some value in the narrow. Whose story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Ludin's? Gods forbid. You relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. Get some rest. Always more marching to do. I've hoofed more hills than a horse born with a grudge. Don't worry about me. I like Ubin. I like all these characters, honestly. This is really good storytelling. I'd ask how you're dealing with Wagner's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady, old Martyr, which is good. I know most of these Varl, but they're not under my command. They came to follow Wagner. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to be in your position either. You can tell me about the caravan? Throw together this many Varl, half of them want to hit each other. The rest want to be left alone. I feel that, too. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off for each other. Not a big deal. I've got it under control. The fighters just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly. Give it a few days. And there are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Wagner. Those are the ones to worry about. What about Ludin's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Ludin's pet Varl is named Bersi. I'm not sure where he came from, or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I don't like about him. His girl in red is scary too. Ursa. She's probably the best fighter Ludin's got, to be honest. I overheard some of the Varl call her. I think it's supposed to be some of the Varl, call her the Witch. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our Varl more than the dredge. Still doesn't make sense. Witch. They're not scholars, Hackett. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. That makes more sense. Don't let her find out. Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am? Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I doubt that. I forget. You weren't around back then. At one point, I had more rope. I hung myself. So no, I'm not interested in command. It's all yours. Thanks. Thanks! Exactly! Fuck! You think we're walking into a death trap? This many Varl? No, we should be alright. Things could get rough, though. I don't like being one to send Varl to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. Who would have expected Wagner to drop like that to a couple of slag? Still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. It just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although, I have to wonder... Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing anything, something stupid. Dang, that's asking a lot. What were you holding back about Wagner? I'd rather not say, Hackett. Why not? It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. If you say so, keep it to yourself. If there's a reason to bring it up again, I will. I think he's wondering if Ludin had a part in it. It was real convenient that Ludin happened to survive. And Luden's kind of a piece of shit. As possible. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. And yes, I know my voices for them are basically the same. I don't have a lot of gruff voices that I'm willing to do for long conversations. Does anyone have a level? I think someone's going to have a wound. I have a level. Oh yeah, Eric's back. Welcome, buddy. Magir, promote ya. Sure will. Alrighty, to Renown. And you're going to be an armor breaker. Shieldmaster. Warhawk, yeah, this is the guy who fucked Warden. Hell yeah. Let's up your armor and your health. Let's make you more defensible, shall we? Alright. We're almost at the end of the episode, so let's bookend it. Let's read about Haken. Haken is something of a legend in Varl culture. When he met Vognir, it was during the Second Great War, in which the two became known for cutting a swath through dredge where others were struggling just to stay alive. Vognir was always the charismatic leader. There was no question about which of the two would win in a fight. Neat. Yeah, let's go with Maugr. Maugur's an old hand in Varl culture, long on the front line of the fight against the dredge. He's had the occasional brush with leading a clan of his own, but eventually settled well into commanding Vognir's personal army of Varl warriors, and is highly respected amongst them. Fair enough. Alright. I don't think we have time to push forward at all in this episode. So, where do we leave off? It was at... We've moved quite a bit. Weren't we down here? South Bridge. Oh, Strand. We were here. Strand, close to anything comes to a bastion. Yeah, and then we walked through Carlsford. That's where we died. Now we're at the last gate. The crossing of a small bridge leading from Wiederfell onto the wandering road marked a small but significant moment in which the Varl truly separated themselves from humanity in search of their own lands. Music playing. Wandering road. At the end of the First Great War, the Varl had more to contend with than mankind to the south. Above the Bretherbrake peaks, the lands crawled with furious, war-minded dredge. The first Varl king, Einar, led the entire Varl race across the snowy fields of the Wandering Road, sweeping away dredge as they went, before forming the first Varl kingdom in Einartoft. Neat. Alright. Do I end it now? 2 minutes early. I'm just gonna have to do one more reading. See how that does. Gunnulf. When Ubin became the Varl King's tax collector, he was given an entourage of bodyguards to help transport gold collected across Run. Gunnulf is the only one from the original group still alive, and for good reason. Damn good fighter. Fuck it. Eric. Eric is the guy who gets stuff done for the governor of Strand. Though, for a man with heavy responsibility, he seems to have an awful lot of freedom in his methods. Plenty of warring clans within Strand have tried to take him down, and none have succeeded. Eventually, he earned himself the nickname, the Iron Turtle. I like that nickname. I like that nickname a lot. Alright. It's probably still, it's still a little bit early to end this episode, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to end the episode here, because we don't have enough time for me to leave and start moving. So the next episode, we're going to start moving with the Varl army, where we have no clansmen, just fighters in Varl, and we're going to go hunt some dredge. Look forward to that in the next episode. And for now, let's have yourselves a wonderful night.